Alright, what's going on, guys? It's John with Deer Outdoors, and it's been way too long. Got a minute here in the garage. I'm going to start working on this engine, this outboard motor. I got it sputtering in one of my last videos. I guess it was earlier in the year. But what I want to do is I want to get it running. I want to get it running with fuel on the carburetor. So the first thing I want to do, though, is there is a bolt that is broke off in the lower unit, and let's go ahead and try and get that out. I got an idea of how to do that.
Yeah, good catch. Oh man, check that out.
Alright, so the plan here is I've got this small nut at the end of the bolt, and I'm just going to put a bead of weld in there to weld the nut onto the strip bolt, and hopefully I can back that off. So maybe. Then we got a hot bolt. Nope. Alright, she's threaded. This is the moment of truth. I think it might work. Let's grab the lower unit and try to put it back on. Alright, so as expected, a simple, extract the broken bolt with a welded nut on it fiasco. Didn't work as expected, but we press forward. So next, what I want to do is I want to try and get this engine to run with a fuel line. Fuel line right there. I think these fuel lines are okay. I'd like to see what's in them before I hook them back up the carburetor. But what we're going to do now is this handle. Alright, so the handle is the throttle, and with the throttle I get very little play and it's crunchy. So what I'm going to do is attempt to take this off and see if I can free it up a little bit. So just unbolt that, handle comes off. Just kind of pop this off. Those washers should come out. Hey, look at that. Yeah, this thing's pretty cruddy, so I'm gonna pull that out, back up a little bit. Yeah, okay. Well, what are the odds it's just that? There it goes. Huh. Okay. And here's this. What I'm going to do is clean that up. Let's use something. I took some degreaser and went to town on that rod. And then I got some marine grease, and let's put these washers back on, which I should probably degrease as well. Alright, the washers are degreased, the rod is degreased. Let's see how well it goes back in and how good it turns. So let's put the washers back up here. We're just gonna work that in there. There we go. Definitely, oops, sorry. Let's see, I think right here is where it was. Well, okay. Well, we got more play in it. Now this needs to get more play. Alright, hopefully you can see it, but when I twist the handle, this mechanism right here, which I believe is the throttle, it doesn't want to play nicely. So I think it's supposed to turn. So let's see, let's free this up and just see what it looks like. Get some needle nose. That's gonna be fun to get back in there. Good thing there's a bunch of washers. Probably take one of those off. Okay, I think I'm starting to see the problem. That needs freed up too, but this flywheel is gonna have to come off. See if we can get it off. Try to get this flywheel off. There you go. Will it come off? It's good for moisture. Let's see if we can work that in there. Alright, clean up this stuff. Oh yeah, it doesn't run. Okay, a day late and $20 short. I picked up this bolt type wheel puller set from Harbor Freight, but none of those bolts fit in the threads for the flywheel. So at the risk of not damaging any more threads, I borrowed this 5-ton jaw puller from O'Reilly's, and all I got to do is use it, return it within 48 hours, and I get my money back. So cool on O'Reilly's for doing that, as long as I don't somehow break this thing. So let's get stood up and get this jaw puller on it. Come on, pop. I don't think it popped. It did not. Try it again. For 3. I broke the damn flywheel. The second piece of flywheel that busted off. I switched it to 2 and getting these 2 grooves, which I assume is for flywheel pulling, but I don't think it's going to do much good. It did. That turns pretty good, but that's getting a lot better, isn't it? Dare we say run it? Put this on. Well, it's safe to say after ruining a flywheel that we got our throttle back. Alright, here's the old starter assembly. Here's the new spring. Here's the spring. Is that it? Yeah, I don't think that's the broken one. Anyway. Watch as the spring does when I explode it. Alright, ready? Let's see if we can get it to... Nope. One more time. Spring. Let's degrease that. Alright, it's still pretty pitted still, but at this point, I'm not looking for perfect. So, we got the new spring. Like one shot at this. All right, that's on there. That's a success. So, second part. Should we just cut this thing? Could have been worse. All right, we're fine. We're just fine. Let's put this in here and then just start working it. Or wait, let's put all right, we're gonna keep messing with this. Oh my gosh, this whole entire thing, part 2, is kicking me in the behind, man. Gosh. Starter assembly. See if I can put that in. I think I gotta move something. Alright, the spring goes here, but I'm pretty sure that something goes on here. Let's look at this throttle. That's not how an outboard sounds, but it moves so much better. Yeah, I think this regulator goes somewhere. I don't know where. I think it hooks up to this and could possibly, I don't know. I guess that'll be for next time, because again, I gotta get ready for work. So let's see how the starter. Something's going on. It was backwards. Just more fails. Oh man, let's try and rip it. Jeez, man. This thing would just explode and put me out of my misery. Put it out of its own misery. That'd be fantastic. Why is that thing not? I think this has to get moved in. Yeah, because it like imploded itself. All right, day 3. Let's get at it. We got this working. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna put the there's a little connector thing back in the carburetor, and put this back in. We're gonna wrap the cord so that it's nice and tight on the thing, and then we're gonna look at the fuel supply. So let's get into it. Alright, I got this piece in, and now that the throttle moves a little bit, I thought it was pretty cool that when you move the throttle, I believe it moves some of the timing inside the flywheel, like on the magneto and stuff, and then it also, as you can see, moves this part of the throttle. So, thought that was neat. Let me get that starter back on. Okay, starter winder is back in. It's nice and tight. And if you're wondering why I'm not recording these things where I'm putting it back in, and like when I was putting the spring back in the starter, it's not because I'm like having somebody doing it for me or just putting a new part in. It's just because I'm struggling so much and just grunting and making dad noises and just like heavy breathing. It's just not stuff you want to see. So I'm doing it and then putting it back in. So sorry for that, and we'll just keep going. Now let's see if you can see it right here. As far as the fuel system goes, this needs clean, so I'm going to try to get this off, clean it up, and then put it back in, and then maybe try to find a way to drain some, put some gas through it. I just got to set up a fuel tank, which I have, so let's see if we can get this out. I'll actually show you that. Just comes loose. Nice and easy. Okay, there's that with that thingy. Okay, that's good. And then that's good. Maybe I can just cut that at these broken lines. And then this should come right out this way. So here we go. I'm just gonna blast that with brake clean. It looks like it's all metal, so I don't think I'm gonna hurt anything. Right there's the intake. Okay, I got the fuel supply hooked up. It's just in there because I didn't have the right connection for it. So that's one thing wrong, but again, we're gonna go for it. Fuel line, I'm gonna give this thing a rip. I'm gonna drop a little bit of starting fluid in the... Here we go. Give it some gas. Prime this ball until it gets a little stiff. Is it thinking in there? Okay, I think we're good. Let's give her a rip. Maybe get it going with the flywheel. Tell me we lost spark. when those two plates touch each other. Wow. Well, do that again. Listen to that baby purr! She's idling! Wow, we gotta make sure this thing works. Will it warm up? Yay, the stop works. Alright, cool. I wonder if I can get it started with this now. Let's try that. Full start. So close. Dude, that motor sounds good. We need to rebuild the lower unit so that we can get it in some water. Alright, so I figured that'd be a good time to cut the boat motor video because I had it to 50 minutes, so get it down to like 30 after get it running without the lower unit. Next video is going to be the lower unit. So I'm going to close out this video. You're going to start seeing links for some of the VIVOR products that I use, some affiliate links. So if you go through the link, you want to buy the product, I get a little cut. That's nice. And they're pretty good products. I mean, thanks for supporting the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next boat video. Thanks.